Hello everyone, welcome back. This is another video. This is going to be an impressions video, review type of thing, whatever you want to call it. I'm Toast, and today we are playing a game called Piloteer. This game was released September 25th, this year, 2015, and it's a port from Android and iOS. Once we get into the game, you'll see there's a very specific mechanic that makes this game very challenging, and yet very rewarding when you succeed. And that's something that we're going to show. So we have a few settings here. We have settings menu, which is here. Simple music, sound, you can change your name, that sort of thing. You have free fly, which gives you a little bit of freedom, you know, free fly, so you can just fly around the environments. That's kind of cool. And you have career mode, which is where we're going to go right now. So you start off in the park, which we're going to go into. And you are this character here. You're a brilliant scientist, and you've just created the world's first jetpack. And you need to prove to the world that the jetpack is the greatest invention ever and that everyone should have a jetpack. And you do so by doing pretty cool stunts. Cool tricks, flips, backflips, that sort of thing. And so, here we go, we're going to play a little bit. With the controller and with the keyboard, you only really have two controls here. You have one button, which triggers the down flame and the left flame, and the other button, the right button for me, that triggers the right flame and the down flame. So between the two, you need to balance them to fly effectively and efficiently. And then, after flying, you need to successfully navigate yourself so that you land on your feet. Like that. And then, but I hit my head, so game over. And you can hit X to restart. The mechanic is brutal. Full honesty right now, when I started playing this game, I was driven a little bit crazy, just with how touchy it is and how it didn't really make sense in my hands. It didn't make sense in my brain. But after playing for 15-20 minutes, it really starts to shift and you start to kind of get it and it clicks. And when you click, when the movement clicks, it feels good. It feels good to do some of these ridiculous challenges and succeed. So let's go ahead and see some gameplay. So we have a few missions here. We have this one that says stay in the air for at least 5 seconds, then land. So we'll hit accept, and we have our little objective meters up in the top left. Once we start flying, the timer is going to start ticking down, and it'll ding when we've hit that objective, and then we need to land. So let's go ahead and do this one. So here we go. Boom, bam, boom, boom. It helps me to really think about. There we go. So for me, it really helps. I like to make little sounds when I hit the triggers, just so that I know where I'm standing and I know what I'm doing. The game starts out very simple. The first mission's over here. See, I'm not very good at this yet, but I believe the first mission's over here. First few missions to the right, I believe, is the first mission. One of the first missions. So it says land on the first bench. And so it gets you kind of into the idea of you need to be able to land whenever you fly. Great. I just got an achievement. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see that, but that brings me to a good point here, is that this game has tons of achievements. I think it has a full 39 achievements, which if you really like achievement hunting, that's great for you because this game has it. They're there for everything from landing, jumping, dying, crashing, and some of them are puns, which I find very amusing. So I'll play a few more levels here. Some of them are interesting. So one introduces the idea, oh, this one's brutal, so that you need to get all of the letters and then land. So that was kind of awful because the game really works. You want to find a nice trajectory and you want to see if you can maintain it, because if you lose the trajectory, it becomes very difficult to get back on track. At least for me, and I'm still fairly, relatively new to this game and to controlling this game. Not to mention, once you start trying to have coherent words and sentences over top, forget about it. So here we go. Come on. Okay. Going on, I really do enjoy succeeding at this game, and I enjoy failing at this game. It's frustrating at times, but it feels good when you finish, and that's, I know I keep saying that, but it makes you want to come back for more, which is something that any game really wants to do. And so that can be very frustrating. I nailed the Piloteer, getting the letters, and then I completely bombed the landing, and here I am, game over, you know, you need to try again. That's just fine. That's part of the game, is it's either you do it or you don't. Let's go ahead and skip this mission. Some of these missions are timed. So here we go, hoops 2. In under 7 seconds, fly through the hoops, then land on the footbridge. Best time, my best time is 2 seconds and 80 milliseconds. I don't know. Anyways, so you know, you have to get through the things, and then you need to land on the bridge, and you have a time here, 7 seconds. Now, it's really critical that you get a good trajectory initially to make it so that you can get all the way to the bridge in a good time. And if you get a good trajectory, it can be that you can land that landing very easily. With landing, you can go up very high, and I've done this a few times, occasionally successfully, and you can fall, and as long as you land on your feet, more or less, you're gonna be okay. So you don't need to worry about breaking your legs or anything like that. Just as long as you land, you stick the landing, and you have a pretty good sticky boots, I guess, and so even at certain angles you can land, and it's pretty good. So we're gonna skip out here. You do enough in one area and it unlocks a new area. So we were at the park, let's go to the lakeshore. And this introduces some new, more difficult challenges that, like the rest of the game, are brutal. Before we go on those, I do want to talk about the art. I think the art is very well done, very consistent. It's not my favorite kind of graphical style, but I do think it's done, you know, it has a pretty nice production value, and they did a very nice job of making it look consistent. You know, the background is pretty, the foreground is very distinct, and they kept the whole thick white stroke around all the art very consistent as well. So here in this new area, we have a few other things. We have these gulls, these seagulls flying around, which can hit you, as they have a few times here already. And that can, you know, knock you off your trajectory, make an additional challenge. One of the first challenges in this one is car landing. So land on the car, and it starts you over here. No time limit, but you need to get over to this car through the gulls, and you need to land on the moving car, which I know it looks easy, I just did it right there, but the first time it probably took me 10 minutes to land on this car successfully. Very, very difficult. I think honestly that's mostly it for the game. There are many different kinds of challenges that are quite fun, quite good, quite engaging, and they keep the game fresh. And occasionally, I'm glad this happened, you get this steampunky news flash on top that says, you know, like, people don't like the jetpack, oh no, or, you know, they like the jetpack, or you do something great, or you do something awful. It's cute, it's cool, I like it a lot. Anyways, guys, I think that's really it for Piloteer. This is a pretty sweet game. It was produced by Fixpoint Productions. They also made a game called Pivot, which is also available on Steam, which is, I haven't played it, but it looks pretty cool, and I'm hoping to pick that up sometime soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm Toast, and I hope that you guys all stay toasty.